Hello and welcome back to Bannerlord Modded. We have finally reached 250 in leadership, and it is now about time that we select something. Well, most of these perks are not that good, so I don't really know what to go for here. Each tier 6 troop increases party battle morale by 1. I mean, that could be quite useful, although I have 84 morale as it is, and most of the time if you're going to be in consistent battles, it makes really no difference whether you take this or not, because generally as long as you're not below, I don't know, 30 or 40 morale, then you're perfectly fine. If you're around 50, 60, 70 and so on, then most of your units should not really be routing that much, unless you are obviously losing a whole bunch of them at the very start of the battle or something like that. Anyway, the other one is adds 3 focus points to 3 random clan members when you get this perk. I don't know why you would take this. I think this perk is absolutely awful. It also just says +1 party. What does that mean? +1 to party capacity? If it means +1 to party capacity, then that is terrible. I'm going to take We Pledge Our Swords just purely for the fact that it gives me 1 additional companion, and that's kind of useful because we did reach the maximum amount of people that I can currently... Well, I did actually beforehand, but now I have 16 spaces. I did reach it a number of a number of episodes ago, like, I don't know, 15 episodes ago or something, when I attempted to recruit some more people. Yeah, it didn't really work out too well for that. But yeah, anyway. Now we are here at Nikrish, and I am going to attempt, if I can, to besiege this. Now, bear in mind that I'm not actually going to be doing anything but making the siege camp itself, and that's it. I'm not going to be making anything else. That is it. And there you go. Boom. We're going straight on in. I think this is possibly the best strategy for dealing with sieges in Bannerlord. I know. It seems a bit strange, right? Because you wouldn't think, hey, let's not build any siege equipment or anything like that, right? Yeah, but I personally think that siege ladders and the ability to get the siege ladders up so incredibly fast basically means everything. The delay that is associated with using siege towers and using battering rams and so on and so forth, I think that has more of a negative effect than a positive. I know it seems kind of strange because obviously if you think about, you know, battering ram taking down the main gate, that's very useful. That is very useful, don't get me wrong. I think that that is an extremely useful way to go, but look at what we've just done here. We're already on the battlements. Within, what, 30 seconds of starting the siege? Something like that? Within 30 seconds, we are already affecting the defenders. We are already having a brutal impact on their combat strength in here. And, well, if frankly, if we still had the siege towers and the battering ram incoming, this would not be how it is. We would still be waiting outside. I would possibly be shooting a couple of people with my crossbow, but that would basically be it, you know, that's it. That would be all I'd be doing. And that is, frankly, not great. I mean, you can see, look at this. Look at how much we're actually killing here as well. We're not losing too many people. We're actually able to get into the fight a lot earlier myself as well, and bear in mind that I was really hankering to get that last point in one-handed that we needed to get to 250, because we are just about there now. I believe I'm at 250 with one-handed proficiency, so that's going to be really nice to be able to select that new perk. Personally, I feel like one-handed and its associated perks are some of the best that the developers have designed. I know generally I tend to complain quite a bit, and I do apologize about that, but generally I do complain quite a lot about perks and how effective they are and everything, but generally I just want the game to be the best it possibly can be, and when I see these perks that are not great or that I think are not great, I generally would want them to be improved or changed in some way or another, just to make it just that much more enjoyable. You know what I mean? That's all I'm really going for there. I don't mean to be, you know, sourpuss or whatever, you know. Just I don't mean to complain all the time about that. But generally, I feel like one-handed and the two-handed perks, they're fantastic. I think the crossbow perks are really good too. So all of the combat perks are really nice. As I've said before, I think everything has a price. It is useful, but I have not been able to use it in this series, even though I actually did acquire it pretty early on. And yeah, it's really not paying off at all. And I know someone, someone amusingly said in the comments, you said something like, "Oh wow, I think I'm dead actually." Am I? No. Thankfully, they are hesitating a little bit in following me here, but yeah. Anyway, the point is, I think one of you said rather amusingly that the only reason why everything has a price isn't really working for me is because I don't have enough money. Alright, so here's the thing, okay? I've already explained multiple times the reason why generally I feel like it should be recalibrated. I don't think it should I don't think it should be made easier. Don't get me wrong here. I don't think it should be made easier, but all I'm saying is I should not have to spend, I don't know, it looks as though I'd have to spend about 1.5 million gold. Okay, so 1.5 million gold. I would be able to make 1.5 million gold if I made use of the overinflated prices of javelins. I could easily have 1.5 million gold. I could probably have 10 million gold at this point if I literally just abuse that particular game mechanic. But generally that's not what I want to do, because that will then imbalance the game in some way or another, and then that's a whole different problem, and you know, all that stuff. So generally I don't really want to do that. But after that, just imagine if I did have that amount. Let's say I did have 1.5 million and I was wanting to get this vassal to join us, right? Well, let's say I'm successful in that. Let's say that the guy actually does join. Then what's he going to do? He's going to leave immediately, isn't he? He's going to leave immediately, and then what happens? He's just taken my 1.5 million gold and he has run away with that. It's basically daylight robbery, pretty much. And that's exactly my point. That's the reason why I say that no matter the amount of money that you have, it doesn't really matter. Sure, you can probably get the deal to go through, but I shouldn't have to spend my entire cash reserve, basically, to be able to get these guys to join, and then for me to have an unknown quantity going forward, because we've had it multiple times in the past. From experience, you can see the evidence in my series. You know, this has happened before, where I have attempted to persuade a guy, I was successful in persuading him, and then the day after he leaves, and I couldn't do anything about it. There was nothing that I could do about it, and he goes back to his original faction, and that's it. And so I lost millions of gold, and maybe even a fief, and then that's it. What am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? That's exactly what I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about the fact that everything has a price is bad or anything, because I don't think it's bad. I think it just needs a little bit of a revision, or maybe the way that vassals actually work, in terms of them having a cooldown, potentially. Them having a cooldown in how long it takes them to switch factions. Because as it stands right now, or as it used to be, they are capable of leaving almost immediately upon joining a particular faction. And that is obviously not really going to work out too well for many different reasons. But yeah, anyway, that's just my thought on that, and I just wanted to clear that up, because I didn't want to, you know, have you thinking, hey, you know, this guy thinks that everything has a price is terrible. No, I actually think it's great. I think it's one of the best perks that the developers have created. But unfortunately, it is one of those that is hampered by some of the other game mechanics, and that's kind of sad. But anyway, let's see. I need to get this guy, Tak the Engineer. He's going to be the governor here, because he... actually, wait a minute. Nikrish is that Azarai? Or is that... No, that is exactly what I thought. Okay, that is fantastic. Okay, so Tak the Engineer, there you go. You're going to be the new governor, sir. Thank you very much. And we will go and sell our prisoners here as well. Do I want to do anything else? Oh yes, someone said that I maybe should make a one-handed sword. And I'm thinking, hey, why not? Let's make a nice one-handed sword. Unfortunately, I don't have a huge amount of, well, anything at the moment, which is kind of weird. Why is that? I'm gonna... yeah, this is a huge pain, isn't it? Yeah, it's an absolute huge pain to try and get wood. There we go. That's a little bit easier. There we are. Now we have a massive amount of charcoal, which is exactly what I'm looking for here. I'm looking for the things that give me 3 wood every single time. I wasn't able to replenish my smithing stocks after I was defeated that one time. And generally, I haven't been smithing that often anyway, so it basically made no sense for me to do that. So let's just take a quick look and see what I can make. Okay, so what about this thing? This seems pretty good, actually, because the weapon reach is not that good, which is good for close quarters combat. I'm pretty happy with that. So maybe we can work with this. A gold pressed guard? What? Whoa, these are looking pretty fun, but they don't really give anything. Oh, they give hand armor. Oh, interesting. Alright, I'm gonna go for something cool looking. This looks the coolest in my opinion, so let's go for that. What am I looking for? Oh, look at that. Oh, the swords have greatly increased in their, I don't know, in their elegance or in their, shall we say, extravagance. That's the word I'm looking for. They're extravagant. Well, look at this. A gold handle, gold hilt and everything. It's crazy. Okay, yeah, I'm liking the look of this. I am liking the look of this. Okay, so let me actually just take a quick look here. So I'm going to increase the length a little bit here. And now the pommel is going to be a bit of a problem, because if I do this, then the difficulty is going to expand dramatically, and I don't really want that. So let's try and see if I can maybe make something, yeah, something like this. It looks kind of awful though, doesn't it? On the end there. So I'm thinking, there we go. That's looking pretty nice. It is, I think, bronze, which I'm not a big fan of. But, yeah, well, we'll just leave it like that, I think. And then we will make this. Right? Yeah, we'll make this. There we go. Okay. So we'll make that. And then we'll see what we can call it. What are we going to call it? Golden Blade. Yeah, that's a great name, isn't it? So, what about Dazzling Sword of Golden Violence? There we go. Perfect. What an absolutely awful name. Yes, perfect. All right. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's have a look. Oh wow, it's actually going to sell for a pretty decent amount. I think it looks really impressive. I think the developers have done a fantastic job with these additional smithing parts. I think that they really make them look very satisfying to create. So I'm liking that. That is really, really nice. Okay, so, oh, I didn't even set up, yeah, I didn't even, okay, I'm going to have to go back here real fast, because we need to make sure that Improved Garrisons is set up over here, so that it, what? What do you mean? He's here. Yes, of course he's here. I know he's here. He's the governor, you imbecile. Okay, well, whatever the case, recruit. Let's get 300 or so, and let's make them to level 5. There we go. Alright, seems good enough to me. And they're actually attempting to take Drovraz Castle. I'm not a big fan of that, so I'm going to head over there and see what I can do. Maybe I'm going to be able to do something to stop them or to dissuade them from attacking. Might be an idea. 21 troops gained upgrades right there. Good amount of experience from that siege. Pretty happy with it. Okay, wait a minute. This is a bit bad. How are my forces doing? Oh, they both lost huge amounts of units in that particular siege. That's really bad as well. We might be able to do something here. We might be able to do something. It doesn't seem as though I will be able to use my new sword, though. I will have to switch back to the Lance of Destiny, because it looks as though not a siege battle is coming up, but a field battle is definitely coming up. So let's have a look here. This is actually really... What? What is going on here? The garrison at Drovraz Castle is absolutely destroying these guys. Wow. Okay, that is super weird. Okay, let's head in. Why not? Why not? Let's lend them our assistance now that they've done most of the work. Yes, exactly. Oh my, wow. Okay, I'm kind of surprised that they took so many casualties. They had what? Almost 800 units? And the garrison at Drovraz Castle only had 150? It's that collateral damage, isn't it? It's that collateral damage that is coming in from doing a siege that is making that so incredibly effective for the defenders. Wow, really, really surprising. Okay, well, I'm not entirely sure whether I should continue couch... Ooh, that was... No. That was just no. That was really, really bad. I cannot believe I actually got hit by a mace as well. I literally got hit by a mace, and that was the thing that dealt the most damage to me. That is very strange, in my opinion. I should have been able to couch lance him before he got even close to attacking me with a mace. But that's how it goes, you know. The AI is really good with their timing. They are really, really good. They are so proficient with timing that, well, you could call them supernatural beings at this point. Okay, I'm just going to basically leave my forces on auto-delegate here so that I can concentrate on attacking. Oh, yeah. I think I'm dead. Am I? No, I'm alive. Okay. Ooh, now that was too close for comfort. Way too close. Yeah, these crossbow attacks are not really working out as intended. I'm gonna see if I can maybe just pick off a couple of these archers just regularly with my nice little thrusting polearm. I'm actually gonna, you know what? I'm gonna tell my infantry just to. Well, that didn't really work as intended, did it? No, that didn't. Oh, look, Nathanos got eliminated right after me. Well, yeah, there you go. He's in good company, isn't he? Or we are in good company with him, at the very least. Fantastic. Okay, well, this is going to go really badly now because the auto delegate without me alive is not very good. Not entirely sure why that is, but apparently they always end up losing huge amounts of units. I actually find it extremely fascinating to see the battle from a bird's eye perspective. I feel like the eagle eye view really does improve the actual scope of the ferocity of the battle. I mean, you can see how many corpses and weapons and shields and blood splatter that is all over the place. That just really gives you the impression that it's a real battle. It's very, very much impactful in that way. But unfortunately, I couldn't take part, which is really unfortunate. Oh well, never mind. All right, as you're not a warrior, I'll let you go. We want to try and, you know, mend fences as much as we possibly can with these guys. Wow, huge amount. What? Why are there so many? Why are there so many of these guys? I have no idea. But yeah, there's a huge amount of them. Okay, yeah, let's take all of them, all of that loot. Very nice. And there we go. Okay, yeah, so, by the way, the war exhaustion with the Batanians, as well as with the Vaegirs, we made peace with the Batanians without reaching maximum war exhaustion. I think they made peace when they were at about 50 war exhaustion, which was very surprising to me because I thought to myself, we're going to be at war against the Aserai and the Batanians at the same time, and it's going to be a real hard slog. It's going to be one of those things, isn't it? You know, it's going to be one of those times where you just have to kind of grin and bear it as much as you possibly can. But no, we didn't have to do that. We actually could just relax, pretty much. And I was not entirely sure why they decided to do that, to be honest. But there you go. That's how it goes. And yeah, I think we're basically done because the Aserai, of course, are now going to be making peace with us. Oh, I should probably check the diplomacy real quick because I'm wondering whether we paid the Batanians. No, we didn't. Look at that. Oh no, the war exhaustion was actually much larger than I thought. Oh, never mind. Okay, I apparently was incorrect about that. I thought to myself that the war exhaustion was really not that bad, but apparently we reached maximum war exhaustion very fast, which is also very strange considering we have such a great amount of combat strength. But yeah, there are going to be some factions here that are really, really dangerous, and I'm a little bit worried about them. But they have shown no signs of being violent against us whatsoever, so we should theoretically be okay for at least a little bit of time. Anyway, gonna get some desert horses right here just because. And we're gonna be selling our prisoners here as well, and I would like to go into the garrison and take out some units. Oh yeah, we've got a whole bunch. Look at that. We've got a whole bunch of really, really good units here. Gonna take them all. I've left these guys for literally months, by the way. Months in this garrison here, and it is no surprise that they are as good as they are at this point, because they have been here just literally training, and that's it. Basically, they've just been training the entire time, which is kind of amusing if you think about it. Yeah, you know, they're just talking to their instructor or whatever, and they're like, when can we fight, sir? And then he's like, when not king, but when Lord Byron sends for us. And then, you know, 200 years passes, and then all of a sudden, then Byron goes, oh yes, I forgot. Yes, you're very welcome to join my army. And that's exactly what happened just now. But yeah, that's the kind of thing that you can do. If you have the patience for it. If you have the patience for it, then obviously that's going to be very, very helpful. But yeah, we're just going to give these guys a little bit of an extra helping hand here. And we're just going to put the rest in the garrison once again. There we go. Because I actually have way too many. Way, way, way too many at this point. I'm going to keep quite a few ranged units, actually. I'm going to keep the ranged units, and we're just going to get rid of a couple of these guys. I need to get rid of another couple here. Okay, let's just get rid of these fellows then a little bit. There, that's enough. I really wish I had a larger party, to be honest. I need to earn more renown, I guess, and just try and do that. But yeah, we've got a pretty decent army size right now. We've got like what, 550 or so units. That's pretty good, I gotta say. Not too bad. But yeah, if you were to go to Liberatus or Ortisia, you're going to only see tier 2, tier 3 units in there right now, because I've basically been taking from there most of the time. And even then, I don't even see very many tier 5s at all. Oh, Drovri's Castle is actually under siege once again. That's kind of strange. I would have expected from their utterly devastating defeat before that they would decide not to do that, but maybe it's a bug? Maybe it's a display bug. Yeah, it seems like... Oh, no, they're still besieging it. Kind of strange. Okay. Well, let's head on over. And maybe... Have they just taken it? Oh, you scoundrels. You see that? They took that literally just before the war exhaustion kicked in. And that was the only reason why they were attempting to attack that over and over again. Because they just wanted to get it before the war exhaustion stopped the hostilities between the two factions. That's sneaky. That is real sneaky right there. Oh well, never mind. Anyway, now that it's peacetime, it seems to me like this is as good a time as any to end this episode off here, and this is what the world map currently looks like. It seems to me like our next opponent is probably going to be the Vaegirs. I'm going to take my army over, and we're just going to declare war against them straight up, and just try and take Maranath from them almost instantly. I'm going to literally declare war on them when I'm right outside, and that's what's going to feature in the next episode, I suppose. And then we're going to see how they respond, because we know that they can field some pretty large armies at this point. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.